Before food courts took over and fast food became lightning fast, shopping center restaurants of the 1970s were an experience. A trip to the mall wasn't complete without sitting down for a burger, steak, pizza slice, or a frozen orange drink, often surrounded by cigarette smoke, bright colors, and the hum of shoppers passing by. In this video, we take a nostalgic journey back to 30 iconic restaurants that once thrived inside malls and shopping centers during the 1970s. These weren't just places to eat, they were social hubs, rest stops for tired parents, rewards for kids who survived hours of shopping, and unforgettable parts of everyday life. Our first stop is a place that defined mall refreshment: Orange Julius. Its signature drink, a frothy, sweet concoction of orange juice, ice, and a secret powder mix that included egg whites and sugar, was the ultimate thirst quencher. The sound of the blender's whirring was a constant backdrop to the 70s mall experience, promising a creamy, dreamy citrus treat that felt both simple and luxurious. Next, we find ourselves drawn in by the irresistible glow of heat lamps at Sbarro. Long before it became a food court staple, Sbarro introduced countless shoppers to oversized, foldable New York-style pizza slices. You'd point to the slice you wanted: pepperoni, cheese, or sausage, and they'd slide it onto a paper plate, a greasy, cheesy reward for a long day of walking. Some of the most cherished mall memories weren't made in a standalone restaurant, but at the Woolworth's lunch counter, tucked inside the bustling department store. These counters were a slice of Americana, serving up classic no-frills comfort food. You could perch on a red vinyl stool and order a perfectly greasy grilled cheese, a juicy burger, or a thick, hand-spun milkshake served in a tall metal cup. It was simple, affordable, and an essential part of the shopping ritual. Equally iconic, though often found in plazas adjacent to malls, was Howard Johnson's, instantly recognizable by its bright orange roof. Hojo's was a family favorite, known for its astonishing 28 ice cream flavors and, most famously, its tender fried clam strips. It was a sit-down experience that felt like a mini vacation in the middle of a shopping trip. Then there was the unmistakable chill of A&W Restaurant, where the root beer wasn't just a drink. It was an event, served in heavy, frozen glass mugs that kept it ice cold. To the last drop, it was the perfect companion to a Papa burger. These mall locations brought the classic drive-in experience indoors, creating a cool retreat for weary shoppers. Equally powerful was the aroma wafting from hot Sam pretzels. You could smell it from aisles away, that warm, salty, buttery scent of freshly baked pretzels. Whether you got it plain, salted, or dipped in cheese, grabbing a hot Sam pretzel was a simple, handheld pleasure that defined mall snacking. In the great burger wars of the 70s, Burger Chef stood as a formidable rival to McDonald's. It was a pioneer in many ways, introducing the fun meal for kids, and the famous Fixing S-Bar, where you could customize your burger to your heart's content. Burger Chef's mall locations were bright, futuristic, and always bustling with families. For a more substantial meal, many headed to York Steakhouse. This cafeteria-style restaurant brought an affordable steak dinner to the masses. You'd grab a tray, slide it down the line, and pick out your steak, baked potato, and a side of green beans. It wasn't fancy, but it was hearty, reliable, and felt like a proper sit-down meal, without the fuss. A unique and memorable spot for many was Lum's, famous for its hot dogs, steamed in beer. This simple yet brilliant twist gave their hot dogs a distinct, savory flavor that set them apart. It was a casual sit-down restaurant where families could relax and enjoy a unique menu that felt a little more adventurous than a standard burger joint. Another burger chain with a unique story was Geno's Hamburgers, co-founded by Baltimore Colts football legend Gino Marchetti, famous for its Geno Giant double-decker burger. It was a regional powerhouse, especially on the East Coast, with many locations thriving in and around shopping centers. For many Americans in the 70s, their first taste of Mexican food came from Chicai's. This sit-down chain introduced a generation to sizzling fajitas, massive burritos, and the glorious, albeit Americanized, concept of fried ice cream. Its festive, vaguely south of border decor, and lively atmosphere made it feel like a party, turning a simple mall dinner into a special occasion. Meanwhile, a different international flavor was sweeping the nation with Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips, capitalizing on a British-themed fast food craze. This chain served up crispy, battered fish and thick-cut fries, or chips, often with a side of malt vinegar. The distinctive lantern logo and naval theme made it an unforgettable part of the 70s fast food landscape. If you weren't in the mood for a burger, Rack's roast beef was a popular alternative. Its claim to fame was the thinly sliced roast beef sandwich. but it was also one of the first chains to heavily promote its extensive salad bar, which they dubbed the Endless Salad Bar. This was a novel concept at the time, offering a seemingly healthy option amidst the fried and greasy fare. Another mall favorite was Pioneer Chicken, a West Coast chain known for its crispy, orange-hued fried chicken and signature wet naps. Its bright red and yellow branding was a cheerful sight in many shopping centers, offering a tasty alternative to the national chicken giants. Long before food courts became the standard, early mall versions of Pizza Hut Express began popping up. These smaller outposts gave shoppers a chance to grab a slice of their famous thick-crust pan pizza without committing to a full pie or a sit-down meal. It was a preview of the grab-and-go dining culture that would dominate malls in the decades to come. Another chain with a distinctive look was Red Barn, whose restaurants were, as the name suggests, shaped like big red barns, known for its Big Barney and Barnbuster burgers. It was a quirky and beloved chain that carved out a niche with its unique branding and tasty food. For those seeking a great deal, Beefsteak Charlie's was a paradise, especially in its later years. The chain became famous for its incredible offer of unlimited shrimp and an all-you-can-eat salad bar, with the purchase of an entree. Add in unlimited beer, wine, or sangria, and it's no wonder it became a popular destination for a hearty, budget-friendly feast. A different kind of feast was found at Kenny Rogers Roasters, whose early concepts began to emerge toward the end of the decade. The smell of wood-fired rotisserie chicken was its main draw, promising a home-style meal that felt a little healthier than the typical fast food fare. No mall trip was complete without a sweet treat, and Mrs. Field's cookies perfected the art of temptation. The aroma of freshly baked chocolate chip cookies, baked right in front of you in their small storefronts, was simply irresistible. Buying a warm, soft cookie felt like an indulgent, personal reward. For a colder treat, there was Baskin-Robbins, famous for its 31 flavors slogan, one for each day of the month. This ice cream parlor was a wonderland of choices, getting a sample on one of their iconic little pink spoons before committing to a scoop of pralines, cream, or jamocha. Almond fudge was a rite of passage for kids everywhere. Of course, we can't forget the soft-serve sovereign, Dairy Queen. Mall locations were a beacon of creamy delight, serving up classic dipped cones, dilly bars, and elaborate banana splits in plastic boat dishes. It was the perfect place to cool down and refuel after hours of walking. Even McDonald's established a strong presence inside malls. These storefronts were often simpler than their standalone counterparts, but offered the same reliable menu, a truly 70s touch. Many of these indoor locations had ashtrays right on the tables, a sight that's almost unimaginable today. For a heartier sandwich, Roy Rogers was a top contender. Its high-quality roast beef sandwiches were a major draw. But the real star was the Fixin's Bar, where you could load up your burger or sandwich with a huge array of fresh toppings. It gave customers a sense of control and value that kept them coming back. In a similar vein, El Chico offered a sit-down Tex-Mex experience, often found in shopping plazas connected to malls. It was a family-friendly spot that served up enchiladas, tacos, and puffy sopapillas, providing a reliable and comforting taste of the Southwest. The 70s were also the golden age of the budget steakhouse, and Ponderosa Steakhouse was a king in this category. Like its rival York, it used a cafeteria-style line where you ordered your steak, but it was also known for its extensive buffet of sides, salads, and desserts. It was a place where a family could eat like royalty, on a modest budget. On a much smaller scale, there was Little Tavern, a regional chain famous for its tiny sliders, long before White Castle became a national phenomenon. Their slogan, "Buy 'em by the bag," was a call to action for hungry shoppers looking for a quick, cheap, and satisfying bite. For pizza and a show, nothing beat Shakey's Pizza Parlor. While many were standalone locations, some found their way into large shopping plazas. Shakey's was more than a restaurant. It was an entertainment venue. Families gathered at long wooden tables to enjoy thin-crust pizza and mojo potatoes while being entertained by live banjo or ragtime piano music and a small arcade. For a surprisingly sophisticated mall dining experience, there was the Magic Pan. This upscale creperie specialized in both sweet and savory crepes, cooked on large, round, inverted pans in an open kitchen. It felt elegant and continental, a quiet escape from the mall's hustle and bustle. Finally, rounding out the steakhouse trifecta was Bonanza Steakhouse, another Western-themed family restaurant that competed with Ponderosa. With its rustic decor and an emphasis on value, Bonanza offered a similar experience. Order your steak at the counter and then help yourself to a sprawling buffet of sides. And for the morning shoppers or those needing a caffeine fix, Early Dunkin' Donuts shops were a familiar sight. Long before the fancy lattes and breakfast sandwiches, these were straightforward places for a fresh donut and a simple cup of coffee, complete with a designated smoking section where shoppers could take a break. If you grew up in the 60s, 70s, or early 80s, this video will unlock memories you forgot. You still had plastic trays, laminated menus, frozen root beer mugs, oversized pizza slices, and that unmistakable mall atmosphere. Don't forget to subscribe for more trips down memory lane. And let us know in the comments which of these 70s mall restaurants was your favorite.